Hello, welcome everyone. This is Firas Rial with Remax at Team Firas Rial. Your home sold in under 7 days, guaranteed, or we'll sell it commission free. Thank you all for joining us. Another exciting session today, and the topic for today is the home buying process. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned buyer, I encourage you and I urge you to listen to our free webinar today. It's going to have tons of information, and I'm sure you will get something out of this by the end of the session, and you will, I guarantee you, you will learn something. Thank you all for joining us. I would like to remind you, please join us in the chat to post your questions, likes, and anything that you want to know while we are discussing the home buying process. And I think we will start right now. I'm going to share my screen and go over a few slides. If you have any questions, again, post them in the chat. We do have a moderators looking over the questions, and we will try and answer them. I will be going slowly and discuss again the step-by-step process. So let's start, and I'll be sharing my screen. So the home buying process, what is involved? What are the steps during this process? So we will go over step by step. First, how to know if you're ready to own a home, choosing your realtor, getting pre-approved, finding the home, making an offer, getting the final mortgage approval, closing and taking possession, and how to maintain, tips on to maintain and protecting your largest investment. The first step is in the process, obviously, is to know if you are ready financially. As you know, the home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. And to ensure that you make the best choice, you have to ask yourself, what do you really want in a home? And what is your current financial situation? There are a few tests, affordability, a couple of affordability tests you need to do as a quick assessment, which the lenders will use to determine if you are eligible to a mortgage. So as a general rule, your monthly housing costs should be no more than 32% of your average gross monthly income. This means that you take this is called the GDS, or gross debt to income, or gross debt service ratio. So the CMHC, which is a Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation, restricts home buyers to a 35% GDS ratio to qualify for an uninsured mortgage. We will talk, we will discuss later on, but the any mortgage which is less than 20% down of the, less than 20% of the purchase price is down, it has to go through mortgage insurance. And what are the housing costs that you would need to include? They're basically your monthly mortgage payment, which includes the principal and interest, the property taxes, heating expenses, and if you are buying a condo, 50% of those condo fees. You add them up and see what percentage. They should not be more than 32% or of your average monthly gross. The second affordability rule is the what we call the TDS, or the total debt to income, total debt service ratio. And this is calculated at not more than 40% of your average gross. So again, the CMHC restricts home buyers to a 42% TDS ratio to qualify for an insured mortgage. What is the monthly debt? What does that include? It includes your housing costs, which we calculated in step 1, in affordability rule 1. Then you have your car loans, your leases, credit card payments, line of credits, and other mortgage payments. So if your monthly housing costs are over 32% and your debt load is more than 40% of your gross income, you may have trouble qualifying for a mortgage. So that is the first step actually before going and thinking about purchasing a home. You need to know if you are ready financially. Of course, there are some, once you know we will get into the pre-approval process, the mortgage pre-approval, but this is to, once you find out your numbers, you probably need to determine like what type of property will fall within your reach. If the numbers work to a pre-approval of, for example, a purchase price of 700,000, and your expectations are at a house of $1 million, so you need to decide whether you need to maybe forego some of the features, or whether it's a type of home you were expecting, or the location, or the size. You might opt, maybe your expectations were to be in a semi-detached or a detached, and working the numbers, you found out that you can only afford a condo at this time. This is where you need to, ask yourself, should I go ahead and purchase something that I can afford right now, or should I wait until I save more money for a bigger property? And this is all goes back to personal preference. But my advice is, as soon as you are able to get a property, if you are able to forego most of the other things like the size or the type or the location, because as we all know, it is very difficult to own a property today in the GTA, and you need to find out if I wait a year, or how long do I need to wait to save this extra difference. Maybe it's 20,000, maybe it's 50,000, maybe it's 100,000. But if it takes me a year to save that 50,000, you need to know you might not also get into the market after a year, because the prices will go over 50,000. So these are some of the things that you need to ask yourself, and see if you are ready financially. The next thing you need to find out is, other than your down payment, what are the costs involved during the home buying process? Well, you know that you have the down payment, you have a home inspection and appraisal fees, insurance costs, property insurance, or if you are paying less than 20%, you have the mortgage loan insurance. Then you have the land registration fee, or the land transfer tax, which is paid also on closing, prepaid property taxes and utilities. We'll go over these quickly towards the middle of the presentation. Legal fees, lawyer fees, potential repairs or renovations, moving costs, and GST, HST on the purchase price if it is newly built, or if you are paying a mortgage loan insurance. So you need to add up all these numbers and make sure you have enough funds before going ahead to plan the purchase. The next step, usually it is, it depends. Some people go and find out the pre-approval first, while others choose a realtor first. I personally recommend that you choose your realtor first, and the reason is because your realtor will have access to a variety of lending options. He will help you in securing the finance, and I've just noted down some of the things that your realtor will help you. The realtor will help you, of course, doing research in the desired location and available property types, For example, if it's a condo, if a townhouse, a condo apartment, if it's a freehold townhouse, semi-detached, detached, he'll be able to find you the property types based on your expected purchase price. Of course, your realtor will also help you in giving you data and statistics on the average price index in that location, what is the appreciation has been over the years, so, of course, the location, what's the market value of the property you intend to purchase. Of course, he will give you the similar properties that have recently sold in the area, so you are able to find out the value of the property you want to purchase. Also, your realtor will let you know the history of the property, like ownership. Is it the first owner, original owner, several owners? Has it been tenanted? Is it a rental property? What upgrades and updates have been done on the property? If there's been any crime or murder, suicide on the property, and anything, any information that you must know so that you are able to make an informed decision, or any decision that may impact, any information that may impact your decision, your realtor will be able to share it with you. Another thing the realtor will help you is in negotiating the best deal for you, including the terms and conditions in the agreement, which we will discuss later on, such as the purchase price, the deposit you need to put, the closing date, possession that is, and the conditions that he will put for you in the agreement. Your realtor will also help you with providing you with qualified professionals and team members such as lawyers, lenders, appraisers, home inspectors, contractors, painters, movers, plumbers. And your realtor should have access to all these, and he can share it with you to help your purchasing process as smooth as possible. And another thing, like I said earlier, your realtor will also help you in securing best financing deals and get you the best mortgage rates. So, and then we go to the step 3, which is getting pre-approved. What does pre-approved mean? Pre-approved mortgage lets you know how much you can afford, what your interest rate is going to be, your monthly mortgage payments will look like. So it will help you narrow your search down to a specific home type, size, or neighborhood. And this is when your real estate agent will work with these numbers once he has the pre-approval letter. Also, the pre-approval, we have to note, it's not a final approval for a mortgage. The final approval comes after purchasing and putting an offer on the property, because the lenders will need to verify few things before giving you or giving the home buyer final approval. Hope you're enjoying the presentation so far. Please, like I said, if you have any questions, post them in the chat. If you're liking what you're hearing, let us know. If I'm going too fast, let us know. So we'll be able to address if you have any questions along the way. I'm hoping to address most of the questions as we go along, but please feel free to post in the chats. And if you'd like a free copy of this presentation, you can contact me at 647-383-7111 or visit our website, teamfirasreal.com. The next step I'd like to discuss is after getting the pre-approval, what do? You start now shopping for the house. So you know how much you can afford, your options are narrowed down, and your realtor is going to help you find the property type, the size and location, as we said, including what your must-haves are, what your have-nots, and what are you willing to forego, size, location, type. And like I said in the beginning, for example, if the pre-approval came at a purchase price of 800,000, and you are looking, let's say, to live in Oakville and in a detached house, your realtor is going to tell you that this is not going to be possible. If you either need to move, like downsize in that same location, or probably get a detached in a different location. And once your realtor determines your criteria, they will use their specialized knowledge, network, resources, and database to find you properties that match your criteria. And it is pertinent to note that not all properties are available on the net and online. So your realtor will help you find some properties that are not on the market. A majority of the properties online are not updated in terms of pricing or a sale. So your realtor will help you find properties that are most recent and those that have just hit the market, and in some cases before they go on the market. With that being said, once you find the property you like, and the next step is to make an offer on that property. So what does the offer include? It will have the legal name, the name of the seller, and the address of the property, the purchase price, which is the amount you're offering to pay, the amount of your deposit, extra items you want included in the purchase price, such as window coverings, appliances, etc. The closing date, which is the date you want to take possession of the home. And usually it's 30 to 60 days. Sometimes it could go beyond that, 90 or even 120 days, depending on your situation and the seller's situation. This is when your realtor will help you negotiate the price, the possession date, of course, the deposit, how much deposit you need to make, the expiry of the offer, and any other conditions that must be met, such as home inspection and lender up for the final approval for the financing. So with that being said, so like I said, your realtor will help you negotiate the offer. Now, the offer is not only about the price. There are many other terms that will be in the agreement that your realtor will help you in deciding what is in your best interest. So obviously, purchase price is an important factor in the negotiation, but also you need to negotiate the closing date or the possession date. You might want to have put conditions. The two main conditions usually that are on the agreement. If it is a freehold, you will need to put a condition on inspection. That is, your realtor will help you find a home inspector to do a home inspection on the house to make sure that there are no issues in the plumbing, in the electrical, in the roof, furnace, and those major items that will cost you to repair or fix. So you need to do a home inspection. Obviously, you need to get final approval on your financing. So your realtor will help you put a condition that after the agreement is accepted, it goes to the lender or the bank mortgage broker to get you final approval based on the numbers, and the appraiser also will take place during that period. If it is a condo, townhouse, or a condo apartment, obviously there is the condominium. You will need to make sure that the condominium and the corporation financials and is not only financials, but you need to know that the condominium is healthy in terms of financial as well as any other issues in the condominium. You need to know what the condo fees are, if there's going to be any assessment on the condo, if there's going to be increase in the condo fees, if there are any legal actions against the corporation. All this will be a condition that your realtor will put in the agreement which what we call the status certificate condition. And this is usually sent to the lawyer. So the lawyer will verify that the condominium corporation is healthy. Plus, you will need to find out if there are any, for example, restrictions on the condominium, whether having pets, smoking is allowed. So all this will be in the status, which the lawyer will review with you and let you know, share with you all the condominiums bylaws. And after the next step, once you make an offer, if it's conditional, usually the conditions go anywhere between 5 to 7 days. This will allow you to, of course, like I said, get the final approval from the bank, and get a home inspector to do inspection. Now, once you make an offer and it's accepted, even if it's conditional, you need to pay a deposit with the offer, which is usually within 24 hours after you make an offer and the terms are accepted, the conditions are accepted. You pay the deposit and then you do your homework in terms of the inspection and getting the final approval. So within these 5 days, if for any reason you do the home inspection and you're not satisfied, you can walk away and get back your deposit. And in some instances, if there are minor repairs to be done, you will discuss it with the seller through your agents. They will negotiate on your behalf and see what agreements you can come to in terms of fixing the minor repairs. If there's something major, it's you don't want to move forward with the sale, you get your deposit back and you can walk away and look for a different property. The same thing for the financing. If for any reason your bank doesn't come with the final approval, you are able to get your deposit back and move on and find a different property that's within the final approval. If the offer gets accepted and you're satisfied with the conditions, then you move on and get the final approval. Let's say the final approval came from the bank and you're satisfied with the home inspection, then you want to move forward. You do what you say, you waive the conditions or remove the conditions from the offer, the agreement. So this way it becomes binding on both the seller and the buyer, and we call the deal is now firm. So once the deal is firm, you are on your way to the closing date. And usually I wanted to go back and mention what are the things the bank would request after the approval, after the agreement is accepted, is that you will have to send, or your realtor will send, the agreement of purchase and sale, the accepted agreement of purchase and sale to the bank, and with a copy of the MLS, the multiple listing service, or the realtor.ca listing. If there is no listing for that property, you will need to send photographs of the listing to the mortgage broker with the legal description. All this would be in the agreement of purchase and sale. If there was an inspection report, a land survey if provided, you will need to send that to the bank. The most recent property tax, the heating and utility costs, an appraisal, condominium fees if it's applicable, and the signed offer. All this will go back to the mortgage broker and get you the final approval within that 5-day limit. And finally, after you've purchased and everything is good and the agreement is firm, there is a pre-closing period where from the time the deal is accepted until you, let's say you are getting possession in 30 or 60 days. So a few days before that, you arrange home insurance on the new property. You arrange the transfer of utilities to be effected on the closing date. And you arrange, of course, your balance of the payment. If you had put in a deposit of 40,000 and you still have another balance to pay, you will arrange that with your lawyer. Again, 2-3 days maybe before closing, you will meet your lawyer, and the lawyer will give you what we call a statement of adjustment, and it will include all the costs you need to arrange on the closing date, which is the balance of the purchase price. The lawyer will get from the bank or the mortgage broker the mortgage statement, and also you will need to pay the legal fees on that day, the land transfer tax, all this. That is, you calculate it at the initial stage. You will pay all these at closing or 2-3 days before closing. You make sure you are having all these expenses ready. The only costs you pay much before the closing or early in the process is the home inspection. So a home inspection and appraisal fees are usually paid before closing. So usually the inspection is around $400 to $500 depending on the size of the property, and then the appraiser fees around $300. So you need to arrange those before the early in the process. And like I said, during the final stage and at closing, you will have the land transfer tax, the legal fees, closing costs, which roughly are around between 1.5% to 4%, depending on the purchase price. And on the closing date, like I said, the lender gives the mortgage to your lawyer, and you give your down payment minus the deposit to your lawyer, along with closing costs, which is, like I said, 1.5 to 4% of the purchase price to cover legal fees. If there are any prepaid taxes by the seller, the lawyer will adjust that, and you will have to pay also the prepaid taxes on the property. And your lawyer will pay the seller's lawyer, register the home in your name, and gives you the deed and keys to your new home. So this is basically a quick step-by-step process of what is involved. If you have any questions, please let me know. And another tips that you need to take into account once you purchase the house is to maintain it and protect. You need to protect your largest investment. Make sure that the value is not affected due to poor maintenance. Things that you need to check will be like always check smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors on regular basis. Control the dust. You might want to do duct cleaning every 4 or 5 years. Keep always the floors vacuumed. Check the exterior. Make sure there are any cracks or anything as time goes by. You need to check the windows, the wall. Moisture is very important. You have to keep moisture under control. Always make sure that if there were any leakages or anything, to be rectified as soon as possible. Keep always the air filters clean. Maintain the heating and cooling systems because all these are will affect the value of the home if they are not maintained properly. With that being said, we have come to a conclusion of the process. If there are any questions, please let us know. Share them in the post them in the chat. If you liked what you heard today, also please like us on our social media platforms. Make sure to turn on notifications so that you are notified whenever there are any similar free webinars. Again, to get a free copy of the presentation and to learn more about the buying process and to get in-depth details on the process, please call me on 647-383-7111. And thank you all for listening. Just want to check if there are any questions here. Okay, I guess we have concluded our free webinar for today. Again, don't forget to join us each Saturday, every Saturday at 10 a.m. live, and we will go over other topics and everything that has to do with real estate. Thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic day, and see you soon.